Hey, it's another Star Wars Armada Explained. I'm Karnak. Today we're going to look at the Fleet Support card, Bombing Command Center. Or Bomber Command Center, excuse me. So this is a Fleet Support card that can only be equipped currently to flotillas. How do you know it's a Fleet Support card? If you look at the card, bottom left hand corner, you'll see the Fleet Support icon. This card costs 8 points, and the title is Bomber Command Center. And it reads, while a friendly squadron with bomber at distance 1 to 5 is attacking a ship, it may reroll 1 die. And that was the original card text. Since then, the card did have a card clarification added by FFG. It says, additionally now, a squadron cannot resolve more than one bomber command center card per attack. And I don't think that that is any different than what's in the FFAQ. Nope, essentially there are still some original cards out there which only says that first paragraph, and now they're reprinting cards that have the additional paragraph on there as well. So always make sure you know the rule for a card. Don't just follow sometimes what the card says because it could be wrong. So how does this card work? So it needs to be equipped, as I mentioned, to a flotilla, either a Gazanti or a GR-75 flotilla, and it's pretty straightforward. So, for example, if this Gazanti, these TIE bombers were, for example, attacking this raider, they're within distance 1 of that raider, they're gonna shoot it, and we'll say this TIE bomber activates, and he rolls, and he gets 1 damage. Okay, well, now the other one activates, and he rolls. In that case, he got a hit crit, but let's say he got a blank, for example. Then this card comes into effect. You measure distance 1 to 5. So you check distance, which again, the distance bands here, you've got range 1 for the black, 2 for red, 3 for orange, 4 for this kind of peachish color, 5 for yellow. And you can see there that those TIE bombers are at distance 5, so they can be triggered by the attack. So that bomber, for example, could re-roll that dies in. It's still a blank, but potentially you could re-roll it into more damage or otherwise. So that's Bomber Command Center, and you can only use one of these cards in one attack at a time. So it was way back in the day that people would essentially just stack those cards and just try to roll for crazy damages. But now you can only use one in a single squadron attack. And remember, when you're checking distance for this card, you don't measure like an attack, because remember, when you're doing attack, you're measuring from cardboard to cardboard. But remember, your cardboard sits on top of a plastic base, and your plastic base is a little bit larger than your cardboard. When you're checking distance to see if a squadron's in range, in real life, you should be checking from plastic to the closest point of the squadron, not from the ship's cardboard. Now remember, plastic dials don't count, the shield dials. You don't check from the shield dial. That's not considered in this situation where you start checking range from. You check it from the plastic base. Now, what are some other interesting effects that can kind of coincide with this card, at least for the Rebel Alliance? So the Rebel Alliance has Tolan Far, which she allows any squadron or ship to re-roll 1 blue die at distance 1 to 3. So, for example, if these bombers didn't roll the 1 black die like they do, for example, maybe if they're like Gold Squadron or if they're a B-Wing Squadron, which roll some blue die. So not only could you roll, like for example, Gold Squadron roll 2 blue die, maybe that's not the result you want. So you could use Bomber Command Center to re-roll one of these die. And then, for example, let's say maybe that got turned back into an accuracy again. You could be like, oh, you know what? Now I'm going to use Tolan Far. I'm in distance 1 to 3. I'm going to re-roll that as well. So those cards are pretty good for the Rebels because they can combo and together to ensure that their squadrons are always getting the damage that they're looking for. So always remember that any reroll ability that can affect squadrons, can also be used in conjunction with Bomber Command Center. So that's Star Wars Armada Explained. Thanks for watching.